everyone, my name's Natalie and welcome to another episode of I Had a Drink With. This is the show where I get to sit down with amazing people and leaders in the industry and ask them about their experience, and we get to try some funky flavoured drinks in between for fun. Today I'm here with the lovely Edan Haddock. Edan can be described as one of talent acquisition's most versatile leaders, and at the moment he's wearing multiple hats, including the founder of Createfulness and the creator of Rubberband. So thank you so much for being here with me out of your busy schedule.
Oh no, it's an absolute pleasure. Always great to catch up with you, Natalie.
Amazing stuff. Well, for the people who aren't as familiar with how this works, I'm just going to take a moment to explain it to them and to you.
Yeah.
Essentially, I'm going to ask you a question and Edan's going to have the chance to impart his wisdom onto our lovely audience. And in between, we're going to get the chance to sip a special flavoured drink, and I'm going to get you to try and guess what you think it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it.
You're in for a wild ride.
I'm in for a wild ride.
Flavors,
oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to test them out on you. That's good. Well, look, it takes me to my first question. So it's usually very generic. I'd really love to get to know you a little bit more. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your career so far.
Oh, a little bit about myself and my career. I describe myself as two things, and those two things are a florist and a HR professional.
Okay.
The exciting thing now is that I have found a way to combine the two. I was a florist until I was 30. Like all of us, I fell into HR and recruitment. I don't think there's anyone that didn't, but I love that. I love the rich tapestry of experience that we all have in this industry. But I've never lost sight of being a florist. It's something I've always enjoyed and something I've always loved doing. It's part of my identity, and now so is being a HR professional. So yeah, that's how I describe myself, really.
Amazing. Well, that takes us to our very first drink. Now,
Oh.
I have gone easy with you on this one. You're probably going to recognize it straight away.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could have, I'm going to say Coke No Zero, but I could have said Pepsi. It could have been the Pepsi challenge, right?
He's nailed it. Exactly. It could have been, messing with you a little bit there. Is it Coke or is it Pepsi? But you've nailed it.
I nailed it.
It's
Great.
Coke, no sugar. Amazing stuff. Well, that takes me to my next question. So I want you to tell me a little bit about Rubberband. What is it and how did it come about?
Of course, look, Rubberband really came about during the extensive lockdown period we had in Melbourne. Also, yeah, don't we all? But also at that time, a lot of people had lost their jobs. Particularly, I was working in internal recruitment. I was fortunate enough to keep my job, but a lot of my network and my friends were going through a really difficult time. So I really set Rubberband up for mental health support and to bring all of my friends that were going through a challenging period together to be able to talk about how they were feeling. And what started as 12 people then suddenly became 20, became 200, and is now nearly 1,300. So it's now really evolved into being a lot more than just a support network, although that'll always be at the core of it. But we do a lot of content, we do events, a lot of knowledge sharing. We do it all, really. We're a community where we're all about empowering and growing the Australian industry and doing that in any way, shape and form.
Amazing, and I can attest to the amazing job that Edan is doing, given I was on one of the panels myself. So would highly recommend that people tune in at some point after watching this video.
Absolutely.
And that takes us to the next drink. Now this one is going to be an interesting one. I recommend giving it a sniff, warm up the taste buds.
Oh.
This does smell nothing like the flavour, I must warn you.
I'm getting a pineapple vibe, but I think that's the colour.
Yeah.
It's definitely not mango.
To be honest, it's not supposed to be a sweet flavour.
Oh.
This tastes nothing like what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it tastes fruity. I'll give you that.
I'm sticking with pineapple.
It's supposed to be mustard flavoured.
What? I can smell the mustard.
Smell it coming through.
Yeah, but I would never have thought that. You are taking me on a journey.
I promised you that. Do you know what? Most of them are relatively easy to pick, but that was quite the challenge.
That was challenging. Yeah, I love it.
Not for a rough start. That's all right. We'll get into.
I'm a bit shaken now. Mustard drink. What are you doing to me?
You're gonna have to reorient yourself for the next question, because I've seen pictures of you with flowers around you. Obviously, you've got the florist background, and I can see how you're sort of bringing that together. Tell us a little bit about Createfulness and what you're doing there.
Of course. Well, look, I've always been so passionate about being a florist. I've always been passionate about creativity, and I've always brought creativity into my teams and into my roles. And I designed the Createfulness program. I felt a lot of teams were really on the hamster wheel. They were stuck in that reactive mind. They were just responding. And people were not, particularly post-COVID, not having that opportunity to have thinking time, breathing time, planning time, which of course leads to innovation. And the reason that was happening is because they were just still on that hamster wheel constantly, day in, day out, and just reacting. So I designed the program to really help leaders and their teams tap into their creative mindset and come up with big ideas, and to be able to do their forward planning. It could be their 12-month planning, or it could be tackling a problem that they've got within the organisation that they work, and coming up with fabulous ideas, and doing that through creative exercises.
And combining your two loves.
Exactly. So it's a dream come true. So that was always something I wanted to do, is find out how can I bring floristry into my HR career, and I've done it. So I'm very happy.
That's amazing. I actually feel similarly about doing this video series, having a performing arts background.
Aha, yes.
And being in HR, was being able to bring them both together has been a bit of a dream come true for myself. So I can relate to
I can relate to that as well. I think, I was talking about all of us fall into this industry, and we've all got these amazing previous careers, and being able to bring that to become a benefit, and to become, essentially what makes you outstanding in HR is all of that experience you've had prior to being in HR. So I love that,
Very
Natalie.
cool.
That's wonderful.
Love it. Well, let's get started on the next drink. This one should be a little bit more pleasant.
Oh, vanilla.
Very good. This
Yep.
is birthday cake flavored. So
It's
vanilla,
okay. Vanilla, yeah, I get
cake.
it. Yeah, gotcha.
Wow, okay. That one was spot on. And
I'm not
very
as spun
quick.
out as the mustard.
Yeah, exactly. And you were very quick on that one. So I can tell when the drink's not confusing, he knows what he's doing. All right, well, that leads us to our last question. So I'd love to know, what is one thing that you would change about the Australian HR industry, given all of your extensive experience?
Oh, that's a big question. I could answer that with about a dozen answers, but I think ultimately we need to really showcase what we're doing in Australia. I think we are seen as, I guess, the poor cousins to the UK, the US, even New Zealand when it comes to the work that we do and the innovation that we do. So what I would really love to see change is the hierarchical nature of our industry. I think there is just you're a great example with this amazing series that you're doing, that we have in agency and internal people that are in marketing, when it comes to the technology providers and vendors that we have within the industry. There's so much amazing work happening, and we need to get the world to see it. We need to have the confidence to say, Australia is the Mecca. We are leading the way in recruitment and talent acquisition. So for me, what I would change is each of us, yourself, myself, everyone that we know, to have the confidence to keep sharing content, to create, to get your opinion out there, and show it to the world. We are an incredible industry in Australia, and full of incredible people.
Yeah, and pave the way for ourselves rather than copying what's going on overseas.
100%, 100%. I mean, there's so much innovation happening here. But anytime I speak to someone from the UK or the US, they don't know about it. So let's show the world.
Amazing. Well, that leads us to our very last
Yeah.
drink. So I hope you enjoy this one. It's a new one for me as well. Oh, yeah, I can pick that just from the smell.
Oh no, I
Go
can't.
based on the smell, because that's just a sugary fizzy drink, but
I'm getting a pepperminty vibe, but I don't know whether it's because I had a breath mint before I came on.
oh no! You screwed
I
yourself.
know, I have no idea on that one. That's...
Okay, if I tell you the flavour, you'll be able to smell it straight
Okay,
away.
yeah.
It's cucumber.
I can, yep, 100% got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's that peppery, yep, gotcha.
Really? It's just a sugary fizzy drink with like a cucumber aroma.
Oh, that'd be good with a gin.
That would be good with a gin. I made them non-alcoholic on purpose.
Yeah,
so
no,
maybe
no,
I should have done an
exactly.
alcoholic pairing. That's amazing. Well, look, Eden, that takes us to the end of the interview, and I'd love to thank you so much for being on this show. You're the first person that I've interviewed in this platform that's actually from a HR background, a TA background. So it's been really cool to get different insights from a different area of the industry that we work in. So thank you for your time.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. And thank you for doing this work. And as I said, sharing content, creating content. Yeah, you're an inspiration. I think you're wonderful. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you, Natalie.
Incredible stuff. Well, if you would like to connect with Eden and become a part of his Createfulness and Rubberband platforms, then I'm sure he would love to hear from you, and I will leave him linked in the video's description. And likewise, if you'd like to connect with myself, I would also love to hear from you. We can talk about the market. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. Until next time.